Loving spin I'm in under the old black magic hall love. Under the old black magic hall
Right this way, don't be shy. speaking of Jim Henson, he's the man who runs Muppets Incorporated. A few days ago, he recorded some informal comments to explain exactly how a Muppet commercial is filmed. And I've put together some film to go with his commentary. Are you ready? Ready. Let's watch. On the morning of the day we shoot commercials, I get together with the advertising representatives and Del Ankers, who's our cinematographer, and we plan the day's activity in some detail. While we're doing this, over on the soundstage, the Muppet staff of Don Sahlin, Frank Oz, and Jerry Jewell start preparing for the first spot. Our facilities supervisor and audio control engineer, Gene Ankers, sees to the details of the setup for the day. And finally, we're ready to begin filming. The Wilson people had shipped us some of the product so we could choose the perfect packages to use. And we spend a good deal of time experimenting with the product so that it photographs correctly in the commercial. And as we film, the crew is very aware that we're working for a quality product. Gene, our facilities supervisor, is the one who really keeps us all on our toes. And although the work is hard and tiring, we often have a lot of fun on the job, too. On this particular job, the advertising men were especially helpful and came up with many good ideas. As the day wears on, everyone really pitches in. Puppeteers, cameramen, Gene. And often we need additional personnel, and so sometimes the Muppet secretaries drop by to help out on production details. They're always useful on the job. The session continues far into the night, for every major effort is made on our part to turn out fine commercials for a fine product like Wilson. At the end of the day, when the last spot is finished, we're pretty tired. But we're happy, too, knowing we've done a good job for Wilson Certified Meats.
I guess most of the best ideas are all used up already. Sometimes I worry about that. But then, along comes a new, fresh idea. And this gives you other ideas, which gives birth to other ideas. And maybe all these ideas gradually begin to intermingle. And finally the whole thing crystallizes into one gloriously marvelous, great, big, beautiful idea. And so you say to the world, I have a gloriously marvelous, great, big, beautiful idea. And the world says,
that idea won't work. You know, our studio audience has had a bird's eye view of what's going on here with the Muppets, but would you drag this out, guys? I want to show you folks at home what's happening back here. This is how they worked the previous number that you saw, see? That's the way it happens. And then it's this over film, is that correct?
That's right. Jim, explain what he's doing.
Jim, explain what you're doing now with the,
Well,
what are you moving?
It's really pretty simple. See, I've got gloves on, and there are threads from here up to the features there. And they go up around the top and down below to some elastic, you know. And that's what pulls the stuff up and down like
Frank
so.
handles the eyes, is that it?
That's Jerry Nelson there.
Oh, Jerry, I'm sorry.
Handling the eyes.
I'm sorry.
And then the nutty thing on my head is just my microphone, you see, which I wear to look around
great.
and all.
That's
But
great.
it's all pretty simple, you know. All right. Well, we have this character out here. And
What you call this one? Have you
Well,
named for it?
Charlie was the last one.
Charlie?
How about letting
Sometimes
the audience name him?
Looks like an old relative.
You've got some great
He lost
relatives,
his hair
Carl.
there. But it's sort of interesting what the way different features change a puppet's character around, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we've used him as a Southern colonel. And let me just put.
A Southern Colonel? How would he?
Yes, indeed. Oh, I remember. Oh, back in Kentucky, you know, and we'd sit around and sip mint juleps, you know, watch the horses, chewing on the bluegrass, and eating them good Southern foods like old cornbread, greens, and chitlins. All them Southern type dishes.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't stand that food. Well, anyhow, then we could take and Jerry, do some things to him there.
Ooh.
How could you change him around now, make him
Well.
something else?
He's not embarrassed by this?
Yes, very much so.
You must feel silly having this done in front of people.
Yes, it usually doesn't happen this way. It's like, there. Hair. Oh.
You have no hair yet.
There we go. Ding, bong, bong. Oh,
Lost your-
yes,
you
hair went right off there.
Got
yes.
too young there and lost
Right.
your hair.
How do you coordinate the hands? Because
Do they use
Frank
equal
has the
time?
right hand and you have the left. And
really
who's
can't-
operating the head?
I don't really know.
I read poetry.
What do you read us some poems?
Would you like to hear a poem?
Yes.
30 days hath September.
April, June, and no wonder. All the rest.
I have 31 except my grandmother who drives a Volkswagen. You understand that?
No, let's move on.
Move on. All right, let's move on. Okay, try, taking my eyes off. And my nose off.
He's an evil.
But,
And so that's how you go from character to character, by changing the features and
That's
moving
right.
the... You could
Yeah.
ask... Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you've really gotten old on me now.
You try a lot of different things.
Yeah,
See, Dickie,
yeah.
baby? Yeah.
Do I point at you when I
Different
talk?
things, you know. And just the way you put the features onto the face affect the way the face looks.
I understand that. That makes perfect sense.
I mean, you can take one
Wish
face.
I could change some of mine.
So we thought you might like to see what it looks like from backstage. This is what it looks like when we're doing a television show. We stand up here, the four of us, we're working this one, and we're watching a television set here while we're doing the show, so we can see what we're doing. And this particular show, we were doing the lines, we were reading the lines as we were doing it. Sometimes we work with the show memorized, and sometimes we work to a record. We'll record the audio track and play it back. We hang up the puppets along here, and we have our microphones, this one, and I'm wearing a microphone here on my hat. And if you'd like to see what it looks like during a show, we'll play back a little bit of the show so that you can see what it looked like from backstage while we were doing that last skit.
Okay, I'll just get out my big old storybook here, and I'll read you the story of, how about, Cinderella? Everybody want to hear the story of Cinderella? Okay, now, once upon a time, there was a lovely girl named Cinderella, and she lived with her evil stepmother and two stepsisters, and they were all three as ugly as old tomcats.
Cinderella? Cinderella, come here, you wretched girl.
And that's the stepmother. She's 6 kinds of nasty.
Did you call stepmother dear?
That's Cinderella. She's a good kid.
Cinderella, I have some very important news for you.
Now listen closely and you'll hear all about the royal ball that the prince is giving.
Cinderella, Granny is not feeling well. I want you to bring her a basket of goodies.
A basket of goodies, but that's not in the story.
Oh, my poor dear Granny.
Oh, wait a minute. Stop the story.
What's the matter with you? Doggy.
Well, excuse me, ma'am, but you see, you got it all wrong. It's Little Red Riding Hood that goes to Granny's house. Cinderella, you see, goes to the ball that the prince is giving. 3 bowls of porridge, but that's the 3 bears. Oh, boy, now where is that story? Okay, here it is, here it is. Now, Goldie, or Little Red, anyhow, was so hungry that after her long walk that Little Red Cinderlocks sat right down and tasted the porridge in the great big bowl.
That is too hot.
And the next bowl was probably too cold.
Yes, you're right, but that itty-bitty baby-sized bowl is just right. I will eat it all up.
And so Cinderella ate up all the porridge in the itty-bitty baby-sized bowl.
Wait. Hark! What do I hear?
Well, it's probably the 3 bears coming home.
No, it does not sound like 3 bears coming home.
What does it sound like?
It sounds more like a cow falling out of the sky.
Oh, no. It's Gretel, and she's back from the moon.
Well, so this is Gretel. What a pretty cow. I shall kiss her on the nose.
That's a magical transformation.
One of the instrumental people in the early days of the Muppets was Don Sahlin. A master puppet builder, Don helped Jim Henson create such memorable characters as Cookie Monster, Grover, Bert, Ernie, and Rolf the dog. Jim brought him to the Muppets in 1961.
Jim asked Don to come on board to build 2 characters for a commercial. And Don built Rolf, the dog that went on to become the great piano player on the Muppet Show.
I rely on Jim's sketches a great deal to capture the essence of the Muppets.
Here's some rare footage of Jim Henson and Don Sahlin discussing the finer points of Muppet construction.
Right from the sketch, I go and make patterns like this. This is the covering pattern.
Donald loved to work from Jim's sketches. Jim would just make a little sketch and then Donald would build it. Well, Jim always built the puppets, but he knew that Donald built them better.
He was this quiet, very funny, obsessed man who would spend hours and hours getting characters just absolutely perfect.
Roughly done, but that's the top of the head, and there's the mouth below.
He could give you a long lecture on the placement of the eyeballs on a character and where the little black dots have to go to create the illusion of life.
Meep, meep, meep.
Don Sahlin passed away in 1978, having built a generation of Muppets and having trained a generation of Muppet builders. The characters he built will delight audiences for years to come.
A lot of people very often, some of the things you do say, how do they do that back there? Because some of the things are deceptive. Exactly what is going on, whether the head is